Okay, Bill Apter at the Westbury Music Fair. We're speaking with comic Norm Crosby. How are you, Norm?
Fine, thanks.
Norm, if you were to write a book about your life, what would you title it?
Seriously, he's funny.
You mean that? Okay.
Yeah, well, I have a funny thing. I kind of started out talking about serious things and making them funny. Rather than looking for funny premises, I talk about, even in my act today, I do a lot of biblical things. I do things about...
Things from the Bible, you mean?
Things that are apropos of yore. And things that are not offensive to anybody, but I mean, my main topics, rather than silly situations, would be very serious things, you know, like education and family life and pollution and all the things that bug us, you know.
Right. Norm, what happens when you get a heckler in the audience?
I very rarely get a heckler in the audience. I don't even remember the last time I had one because...
Are you staying for the show tonight, Ray?
I don't say this with any, you know, like ego, but fortunately, I've been very blessed and lucky that I've graduated to the better places, and now working better hotels and better clubs, and naturally on television you don't get it at all. But the better rooms don't permit it, so it's been many years since I've had a heckler in an audience. I mean, like even in Las Vegas, where you would think people are relaxed and swingy, the captains are right there, and if anybody says a word, there's always like 2 or 3 captains right beside them. They just don't permit it anymore.
Now, you're a comedian. A famous singer recently walked out of a New York nightclub because they were serving and a lot of noise was being made during his performance. Do you find it sort of offensive to work in a club where they do, you know, make some noise while you're doing a routine?
Well, that's a good question, and there are 2 schools of thought about it. I have my own personal opinion. I believe that it's one of the occupational hazards of our business, and I don't think it's fair to 500 people or 600 people or 1,000 people to miss the show because one guy was noisy. I don't think that a performer should have that kind of ego. It's great for while you're performing. I mean, it's great for your emotional uplift as a performer, but not to a point where it disturbs you, your balance as to your sense of values. You have an obligation to the entire audience, not to one person. I don't think any one person should be permitted to disrupt a show or spoil an evening for, like I say, 800 other people.
Fine. You know, we know you're in a hurry. If you weren't Norm Crosby, the famous comedian, what would you be doing today?
Oh, I don't know. I was a commercial artist a long time ago, and I liked that. I used to do display advertising. I played drums for a while, which I also liked. And right now I'm having a ball raising my kid. My baby is 16 months old, and I've become like a professional father, you know.
Any advice for young fathers in your own style?
Well, like after you feed them the soft stuff, duck.
Okay, thank you very much, Norm Crosby, with Bill Apter at Westbury Music Fair.